Hello and welcome to another fun, fresh Friday. Woo! I always wait for this day. Do you?
Absolutely. It's the end of the week and it's the beginning of the weekend, so it's fun and it's going to be.
Yes. But for you, it's already Saturday.
I
So,
know. But it's okay.
oh,
I can join in on your celebration for fun, fresh.
yay!
Yes. Like I have two lots of Fridays. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Yes, you have two Fridays. That's right. So. Welcome. I am Zanetta, and
I am Stefania.
welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of word. Oh, hey, Monica. Yes, it's
Hey,
Friday.
Monica. How you doing?
It is a party. Um, but before we start, I'm going to do some shout outs. I want to shout out to those that are watching on YouTube. You know, that one person that watch on YouTube. But
Hey.
look, she watched the whole show. So
That's
thank
right.
you. I
Yeah.
really appreciate you. And not only that, I'm going to call you my faithful YouTube watcher. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a question and a comment that she had in a few minutes because we're going to address it. And then we also had a review. No. Whoa. um, this is what she said. uh, you brought up a topic, explained the topic, and gave a solution right on. I attend Bible studies that fail to do that. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. You also left no open wounds. This is a big one. People start surgery and never close the bodies they open. The pain is real, and I have felt that pain many times over. Oh my goodness. I'm going to call you my angel. Thank you so much. She said, just one suggestion, keep going, keep doing what you are doing. Thank you, Angel. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Yes. Claiming 1,000 YouTubers. That's right. Look, I'm only asking for 100. I'm at 30, by the way. So I'm only wanting 100 so that I can change the URL. That's it. That's all I ask.
Mm.
But thank you for tuning in. Um, and here is from a comment or and a question from last week. So for those of you that did not see the show last week, I recommend that you go see it, go watch it. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on my page, it's on Stefania's page. Um, and we talked about repetitious compulsion. You know, what does it do? So it's a really great topic. And here is the question. Let me get to it really quick. Um, she made some comments. I felt like the video had so many great points. I like how you spoke about friendship and relationships. You both gave your backgrounds, how you both broke it down on what men and women want. It would be great to have a male perspective in future conversations. Do you hear that, men?
Yes, all you men out there that are watching, I know you're watching
us
because I
us
invited
women,
you.
we would like to hear your perspective. So for those of you men that are interested, we are hosting an audition. No, please join in. We would love to hear your perspective. Also, there were some points I was a little confused about. You spoke about the different type of friendship, like takers and needy friends, and also you spoke about you can grieve, not grieve, like losing them, as in death, but as losing them as a friend, as friendship. My question are, if the friend does cut you off with no reason, how do you handle that? Do you just walk away? Do you just walk away as well, or do you reconcile with that friend? The reason why I ask, because I heard people say, um, it's, oh, your season is up. the reason why they walk away because your season is up. But if you tried so much trying to work things out, what else to do? Okay, so first, you said that they cut off the friendship for no reason. I'm here to tell you they had a reason. It might not be your reason, but it's actually they do have a reason, and whatever that reason is, it's on their own. That is their choice. And if you try to reconcile and there's no answer, accept it. If you try to reconcile and they said something and they accept it, because everybody has their own opinion, everybody has their way of friendship. Is it for a season? It could be, but the thing is that respect their choice. Okay. So I hope I helped you on that. It's not really you, it's nothing on you. So we always ask, is it me? Is it me? No, it isn't. It isn't you. It's just that, they have some things going on, and maybe they chose not to be friends anymore, or maybe just moved on. And you have other friends that love you. So just respect that. Okay. All right, Stefania. Woo!
Actually, before we go on, Zanetta,
Yes,
I
yes.
don't want to interrupt the flow, but I just noticed under your name, you've got my name.
Oh, look at that. Well,
Yes.
thank you very much. Well,
That
yeah. So go ahead. I am Stefania today, by the way.
You have a double.
I am Stefania today. So,
Yeah.
what do you have going on, Stefania? Can you tell us about what we did after
About what we did after
our show last week?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we went on and we went on a live on my show. Remember, on my
Yes,
my profile, and we kind of carried on the conversation because
we did.
we were really in the flow. We had a few people that were watching, and what was it? I guess it doesn't matter the amount of people. It was the fact that people stayed right to the end. So
Yeah.
that to me meant that whatever we had to say was obviously important, and it resonated with them. And I think that's a wonderful thing. So share our lives, please do. But I just wanted to add, if I can, before we move on to the power of the spoken word, and that is hello from Mexico, New Mexico. Hello.
New Mexico. What in the world are you doing in New Mexico?
That's great. Who is it? Teresa.
Yeah,
Nice.
Teresa. That's one of my great friends. I didn't know you were in New Mexico. See, we need to talk. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's right. And about accepting, I know I did a video on letting people go. When people walk out of your life, just let them go. I was like, let them go. And I think that time when I did that video, I'm going to be honest, that was a time where someone actually did walk out of my life. And it was a very dear friend, non-romantic. It was just a very close friend. And this person literally cut me off, and I didn't know why. I reached out, I did everything possible. And he just didn't want to have no communication. It was like really, and I had a really hard time in accepting that. But what I had to really do was understand that it wasn't about me.
Right.
And that was the hard part, the difficult part, because we always think, what did I do? What did I say? Did I upset him? Did I upset her? What is it? And it's always about me. But what we, like you said, Zanetta, what we have to remember is sometimes it's, most of the time, really, it's not about us. Because if we try and confront that person, or want to have a conversation at least to kind of bring some clarity or understanding, and that person really doesn't want to talk, well, they're going through their own stuff. They're really, they may be having a hard time, and you're not the right person to talk to. They feel that they can't, or they choose not to, or whatever the case may be. Just accept it and give that person, And when you do give that person that space, a loved one, particularly if you are in a relationship, just letting go and surrendering and accepting that you'll find in time they will come round at their own pace.
Right.
So their pace may not be your pace, and that is okay. So that's all I wanted to add to that, because I had a very challenging time with that particular situation, and with acceptance. I won't lie, take responsibility. Acceptance has been the biggest part of my learnings, and
Yes.
really growing through that and becoming a better person, or a better version of myself.
Yes, we want to welcome everyone that is in. I love you, Natasha. I'm telling you, she is my number one cheerleader. She single-handedly, I'm gonna toot Natasha's horn. She single-handedly brought my poor YouTube subscriber up to 30 in one day. One day. Thank you, Natasha. I just love you. And then she said the last number on your YouTube link is 1 million, Monica Reed. We are claiming 1 million. Okay. All right. Let's start at 100. Okay. Oh my goodness, Jessie, I love you. Words are energy. Thank you for joining. Yes, thank you so much. So we're gonna go right into our topic. It's what we do. It's what we do every day. We talk. We talk every day. The moment that we get up, we say some stuff. We say words, and words are powerful. And there's so many things about words. One of them is, the good saying, "I'm a man or a woman of my own word." You can count on me. That's my word. You have my word. So what do we really mean when we say these things? Then we also have the affirmations. It's fairly popular now, but to be honest, and please be honest, audience, of the affirmations that you say to yourself every day, how many of them do you really believe?
Yeah.
How many of them do you really see, come forth or really manifest itself? So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me. We've heard that saying. I know as a kid, I heard that, and I was like, yeah, right? I know. I believed it. I believed it as a kid. Did you believe it as a kid?
Yeah, it was drummed into our heads. I don't know about you, but in primary school, we were like, it was like a mantra.
Right?
But somehow it didn't really work, did it?
Oh no, it didn't. But it didn't click in. It didn't click. Because we would say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. As kids, right? But then we would go crying. Just like that. Yeah. So so what is it about words? Word is bond. Yes, people do say that. And yes, it is untrue. That is one of the lies that we've been told as kids. And so, what is it about words? What is it about words that penetrates, that hurts more than, I'm going to go on the limb on this one, hurts more than giving birth? For those women that had given birth, please agree or disagree with me.
Speak up. Yeah, definitely.
So what
yeah, sorry, Zanetta.
Go ahead. No, what is it about words? What is it about words that penetrates? How does it? How does it penetrate? I mean, they're just words. They're just words. They're just a bunch of letters from the alphabet put together to make up a word, and then it's spoken, and then it does what it does. It's either going to do damage or it's going to do a buildup.
Empower you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think because we are so stuck to our words, aren't we? We are very much word driven. We're driven by the value of words, and we associate everything with words and what's been spoken. And sometimes for some of us, it may be even the opinions that they put out and may not be, directed to you, but it's their opinion. And all of a sudden we make their opinions ours. And that can be very hurtful, because then we start, bringing it back to our own lives. So that can be also very hurtful as well. It may not be directly targeted at you. So that's also another way of, I guess, looking at the power of words. But why do they hurt us so much?
I like what Jesse said. Here, Teresa said the pain definitely stays with us longer than birth pains. Words become spirit. Oh, or we're going to tackle that in a minute. But I like what Jesse said. It evokes feelings.
Yes.
Because you can say the same thing and evoke different feelings. You can say, I love you. See, look at that. Oh my, just an automatic smile. I mean, it just makes you feel good because your brain knows the word I love you means that you care. Somebody cares about me. I'm seen. I'm heard. I am, important in somebody's eyes. So your brain now shoots out dopamine and you're just like, woo, and smile and you start to blush. But then when you say, yeah, I love you.
Tonality.
Well, same words. Same words, different way. So the one thing I was studying is that what is the power of word? If we look back and the Bible stories, we whatever your religion, whatever your belief is, but the spoken word was spoken by God, and there it was. It came. That's power. I mean, it's powerful. Then you go a little bit further into the scripture where it says there's other sayings also in the Torah, the Quran, and all of that, where the power of life and death lies in the tongue. So you can either give life or you can give death. What people don't understand is that life can be positive and negative when it comes to words. Death can be positive and negative when it comes to words. Please don't sign off yet. Let me explain. When I say life, when you speak life, it's a positive. Of course, we all know it's positive, right? I am, happy. I am content. I am loved. I am, so these are the positive words and affirmations that we can say. You are beautiful. You are, just positive. Everything that's positive. But we can also bring life to what is negative. And how do we do that? We bring the past pains present because we brought it back to life. You hurt me. Yeah, but that was 10 years ago. We brought it back to life. I remember when I was this. I remember when, I will never forgive. I won't, I'm still angry because of what was done to me. So now you're bringing back to life. These are words that are going back in the past and bringing it back to life in the present. So that's how it can be a negative. The death, of course, now you understand that death can be a negative, which can be, I'm nothing. I'm a loser. So these are the negative impact. But the positive impact of death is, no, you belong in the past, so you're going to stay in the past and you're going to stay dead. You're going to stay there buried. And that's how words really bring forth either death or life. You either bring it to the present, or you keep it in the past. What do you think?
Very powerful, Greta. Very powerful. Yes, well, I agree. And I believe it all goes back to the story we tell ourselves.
Mm,
It's really a story, isn't it?
yeah.
And we add value and fuel that story, and we can sit in that story, whether it be negative or positive. And when we say negative, positive, well, if it's not giving you good feelings, well, it's obviously not positive, right?
Yeah.
So what story are you telling yourself? Are you still stuck at that story?
Mm,
Are you still stuck in the past?
mm,
And that may invoke you to do some more questioning and dive in deep. Well, why? And how can I move from that? How can I transition from that stage? Because obviously it still hurts. Those
right.
words hurt. And yeah, I can really relate to that, because I've been stuck a few times in words and stories, and if we can just put it to rest, and whether you call it death or just rest, because we get too caught up about also forgiveness, and this thing about forgiveness sometimes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We
Right.
need that to surrender and let go, but not put so much focus on that, because sometimes that can put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I
Mm,
don't know if you agree with that, because for some people it is difficult to let go. It is difficult to forgive.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just like we hang on to this anger, we hang on to this resentment, we hang on to these words that hurt us so much. Like if we let go, we're going to die.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But we don't.
Yeah.
And if we just knew that if we did, but for some unknown reason, it's the ego. And, we like to hang on to stories. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
the stories we tell ourselves has
Yeah.
definitely got a big influence.
And
We
I,
hang
and
on.
I agree with you with that forgiveness. Sometimes because I talk about forgiveness and all of that. My way of forgiving is not anybody else's way of forgiving. Do we have an audience? Yes, we do. Are you ready? It's audio, but it's okay.
It is audio. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Uh-oh. Why aren't we?
Because I
Stefania,
turned the camera off.
that's okay. You can keep the camera off. We don't require you to stay on camera. Stefania, can you put it on the 3? I think you have control. Do you have control
No, how do I have control?
on the
Like that.
bottom?
So what do I do?
On the 3, there's 2, there's 3, there's. I wonder why. Let me do this. Okay,
No,
there
there
we
you
go.
go. You've got it. You've got it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that it's everybody has their own time. Everybody has their own timeline of forgiveness. Everybody. Everybody has their own timeline. And if it takes them, 10, 20, 15, 20, 30 years to forgive, then that's their healing process. You, you know, um, that's their way of coping. So we should not ridicule or put down, well, you should just go ahead and forget about it. No, because what's going to happen? The root is still there. And if you just keep on chopping it off and chopping it off, it's still going to grow. So they have their own, they have their own, we hang on to the experience. Yes. That's exactly what it is. And forgiveness is for self. It definitely is.
Mm.
That concept kind of, um, I think it's hard to understand that concept. Forgiveness is for self, because I found out that forgiveness, the person who has been hurt, whatever happened, they want to hear, "I'm sorry," those words. They want to hear those words because I don't know what it does. Before it, for me, before, and I'm going to be very transparent. Before I was um, that I wanted to hear "I'm sorry" because I wanted you to. Because when you say "I'm sorry," you're admitting to what you did. I just want you to admit what you did. And by you saying "I'm sorry," that's it. That is my, yep. Please say it again so I can record you so that I can tell everybody that you told me you're sorry. So now here is evidence that you did it.
Mhm.
But that was me, the old me, and I went on. so, um, so what say you, Wanda, Miss Wanda?
Um, a couple of things. Um, I think if you get to the point of realizing that you may never get an apology, and it is your responsibility alone to yourself and for yourself
Mm-hmm.
to work through what forgiveness does for you.
Uh huh.
If you're at a point where you're waiting, you're going to waste a lot of time.
Hmm. Mm. Mm. So that's where you're stuck, huh? You get stuck.
Well, you get stuck at the point of waiting on the apology
Yeah, yeah.
because they may never, they may never. Yeah, so it is for you, but it's so much more to that than it's just for you. There's so much more to it.
Hmm. Yeah, but the point that Stefania was talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, Stefania.
Hmm.
Not a lot of people understand the concept of forgiveness. Not a lot of people understand or come to the realization what really is forgiveness. I think we're coming to that. We're finally coming into that era where, like what Jesse said, forgiveness is for self and not really for the individual. But when we do get there, and it has to be a self realization, really. It really does. I don't- that's just me because it took me what 3 decades.
Wow.
Only.
Yeah.
It took me
Yeah.
3 decades to understand it, to really come out of it, and it took 2 bouts of cancer. Sorry, three bouts of cancer, almost dying. So all these other things that compound over words, over words. Wow. Oftentimes, a person that hurt us doesn't feel like they caused the pain. Waiting on apology is like drinking cyanide. Yeah, that you right. You are so right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what is it about words that we? So let me give a scenario. I like the way Stefani says it. Scenario. Let me give a scenario. So this morning, my little one, she said, "What does it mean when they say they have an advantage over you?"
Hmm.
Well, so I gave the explanation. And when I gave the explanation, to me, it was like, oh, okay, it was just But to her, she started to cry. And immediately I was like, whoa, what was it about this word that got her feeling like that? So when she told me the rest of the story and how it was said and why it was said, then I understood. But she held on to it for a whole day.
Mm.
So, you know, I mean, just that one word, advantage. I have an advantage over you.
Mm.
Sometimes we don't even think that certain words that we say hurt other people.
Mm.
You know, in just playing around. Well, I was just joking, you know, kind of thing. um, so, what is it about those words that kind of pricks us? Because I want to have a conversation as to what y'all think.
Mhm. Mhm. We have to seek healing. Yeah. Oh, can I just add to that, Zanetta?
Sure.
How old's your little one?
9.
She's 9. Okay. So, which is the perfect age where the critical mind has starting to form. Okay. Because going back to, how the mind works, and we have 88% of the subconscious mind that is very active and working constantly, and then 12% of our conscious mind. And between the ages of 0 and 8, or thereabouts, or even younger, a little bit over, is where we start forming our critical mind. Before that, a lot of those message units have been stored and really sitting very comfortable in our subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever's happened in her life between that age group, particularly because I know she's been with you for just a little over 6 months, or a bit over 6 months, can't remember. And she's had quite an interesting life prior to that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So therefore, there's a lot of message units in there that can, we can say they're known associations, which she is associating possibly with a lot of negative situations. So, yeah. And she's
Yeah.
only 9, okay? I'm
Yes.
bringing this example up because
Yeah.
she's 9. Imagine someone that is 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,
Right.
and got a whole lot of stored, message units, known associations that we automatically, like someone says, it's triggering off an experience that we've had way back in our earlier years.
Yeah.
And that's what really brings on that feeling of hurt, pain, overwhelm, frustration, anger, whatever the emotions are that we associate with that experience that happened back then.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example. And she's only 9, yeah? So
Yes. Yeah.
very important to know. And why it's really important, I believe, that we take responsibility, like someone said there, taking responsibility for that healing, for that, you know, cleaning up, so to speak, of our hearts, our minds, and taking that step, being
Mm-hmm.
courageous enough to not so much revisit and stay in it, but
Mm-hmm.
revisiting it and letting it go.
Yeah. Yeah. So the words really, I mean, sometimes we just say that, "Oh, I'm just talking just to talk." No, words have power. They really do. They carry something, because when we talk, just like our fingerprints, they're very unique to us. Very unique. Even identical twins, they have their own set of fingerprints. But there's also another thing in our body, in our makeup, that is only to us, which is our voice. We have a certain vibration and we have a certain pitch to our voice, that is only unique to us. That's why for the cyber, the intelligence, the crime, whether you're cyber on the any kind of audio, they will try to make sure and see if that really is you, because you have that unique vibration. So, and that's how it can be individualized. Oh my goodness, I have two people at YouTube. I'm just so excited, but I'm sorry, it just popped up. I was like, thank you so much for joining YouTube. For those that are joining on YouTube, thank you so much. Um, yeah, so what I wanted to actually have come out, and I haven't heard it yet. I haven't seen it on the chat yet. So when we speak, we actually speak from the heart. So whatever we're saying in the heart, whether it's a angry, it comes from the heart. So when it goes out, it's either going to give love or it's going to give spears.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they're intentional, aren't they? I've never done it. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. They were intentional, and so there are, there are certain things that we really need to be careful of as to how we speak. So if we can use this platform and and speak about the words that we do say, that we have to really dig deep and become more effective, very effective when we speak. So, are you going to give out honey or are you going to give out vinegar? Some people like vinegar. I like vinegar on certain things, but I don't like to drink vinegar. Okay. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? What I just shared, Miss Rhonda.
Well, I was about to say interesting, right? Um,
What does that mean, huh? No,
well,
you see how that word comes in? Interesting. I like
Interesting. Okay.
no, people are not aware. I want to say it's true that we say things and we mean the outcome that we see when we speak, but I think most people are unconscious
Mm,
and they're not aware that the words you're speaking create. And
mm,
so we're careless with our words and we're careless with perception because you create to the perception with the word.
mm. Well,
So we're careless. We don't think about it. It's like
mm,
I said what I said or
because
it
I
was
said
said
so.
because I said so, not understanding that I now have created something in someone else
Oh,
that they may never
oh,
recover from.
oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good. I like that. I like that. You have just now created something. Um, because when I know growing up, children need to be seen and not heard.
Hmm.
That you just created. Whoa. You know,
Right now you're timid in your life because you should just be seen and not heard. You're 45 years old and you're just being seen and not heard because your parent told you at 5 that that's your place. It
yes.
doesn't stop at 5.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't stop at five. Even like even as an adult. I'm sorry. Even as
Hmm.
an adult, when you start to hear certain things, um, like when especially when you're hearing it from a loved one, especially when you're hearing it from a loved one. Um, I'm going to use one example that is, that one of them what is I'm trying to dig into my file, in my memory
Jeez.
file, making sure that I use PG. um, okay, yeah. So we used to sing. We used to do praise and worship, to conduct, the choir, saying, be in the choir and things like that. And I was always told, you can't hold a note, even if I tied it to your hand.
Hmm.
And this was said repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. And so now I'm thinking, well, I guess I can't sing. I guess I can't. I guess I can't. You are so right. Words and thoughts connect. Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
That is so true. Because now what you're hearing repeatedly, you've now accepted and you've let it in. Now, I'm not saying me, okay? I'm not gonna put it on y'all. Because I'm the only one that did that. That someone had told repeatedly, and then I believed it. So, and that's what I did. I let those words in. I did. I accepted it. I took it as my own, even though it was not my own words. They were not mine. They were not my words. It was somebody else's
Hmm.
words. It now infiltrated me. It now laid resident in me, and I let it have free rant in my
Hmm.
body that I should have evicted a long time ago.
So, can I ask you, Zanetta,
Sure.
how did you evict those words?
Oh, I
Question.
started singing.
Yeah.
And I did not care if anybody liked it.
Good.
So I did. I started singing. I joined this app. It's a bunch of Filipinos, my classmates. Had me come out of my shell in singing. That's what it was. And this is just recent. And so my classmate said, "Hey, why don't we go sing? Go join this and we'll sing." And I was like, "Oh no." So I joined. I went ahead and joined. I joined the app, and a whole bunch of other Filipinos are there, and I reconnected with even my uncle who was on there. I didn't know, in the Philippines. And he joined in the song, and so I'm now singing there, and I really don't sound that bad.
Oh.
You guys want a sample? No, I'm playing.
Yes, dude. I heard you. You sang to me the other day.
Yeah. La 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 la. I'm sorry, playing. No. So that's
That's
what
fun.
happens. Um, we actually believe those words, and they come in. So what are the words that you guys are struggling with that somebody else told you on the outside and you let it in? You guys want to share? Sharing is caring.
But I think before we talk about the words,
Hmm.
I think what you touched on is important, meaning who's the carrier.
Mm, well,
So is it a parent? Is it a spouse? Is it spiritual background, religious
mm,
context? Who's the carrier?
mm.
Because
It
word of
brings weight.
themselves, in and of themselves, they don't impact you. Not by themselves. They have to come from somebody or some place that you trust or that there's a connection with, or you
Mm.
don't, or you expect something different from.
That is so
That's
true.
the, yeah, that's the only way they'll have an impact. Except I don't care what you're saying, or don't care or know you. You can't say anything that's going to infiltrate.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. It usually comes from those that we really value and care about, and we believe are in our circle, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
and
a good point too. We believe.
yeah.
Yes,
That's
we
a really
believe.
good point too. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have questions and if you want to join us, please just let me know. Put
I
on the
think
chat, join.
Jesse is really
Yes.
joining us. I think you should just hop on.
Yes. Come on, Jesse. Come on
Like
live.
to hear from
Join
you.
us if you're still there. I don't want
Yeah.
to assume. I don't want to assume that you're still there, but I want you to come on live with us. Um, yes, it is important that it comes from the individual. Who it comes from, because even with people with authority, even though we don't have in our circle, if we look at the words of a president, um, we value what they say. We value a teacher. Uh, you know, um, we value their. Oh yeah, come on, hop on.
Mhm.
It's
Hop
still
on,
wrong.
Miss Jessie. You want to hop on?
Yes,
I'm
she
gonna
does.
I'm gonna send it to you anyway. I'm gonna send it to you. Uh, yeah. So those are the things that. So what about the words that do we really uh, want to get out of? What do we want to get out of when people talk to us? What do we, because we talk, right? We all talk. We all converse. We all have um, little chit chats. What do we want to get out of it? Anybody?
Mm. Well, I may just want to add a little something to that,
Sure.
um, what we want to get out of it. And I've spoken about this integrity and words. And sometimes when someone speaks and tells us things or promises us things, their words, the power of the word, of keeping your word, or when you can't keep your word, communicate that to the other person. Because I think that too can have a very big impact. For example, if somebody says, I'll do this for you, or I'll get this for you, or we'll catch up later,
Mm-hmm.
or something to that value. I mean, they're words where you take to heart, you believe that that's what that person's going to do for you, and that person doesn't come through, show up.
Mm-hmm.
That also can have a very big impact on
Mm.
us. What do you think?
That, yes, and I just lost you all. I don't know where y'all went.
What do you mean you lost
I
it?
am just goofy. I am so goofy. Well, both of you know that I'm goofy. Yeah, I just lost all of you. I don't know where y'all went. Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, it's because when you call someone, like when I call, Rhonda and I speak a lot. We talk a lot, and she already knows she's gonna get a good laugh because I'm just goofy like that. See, she's already laughing.
Don't start.
See, because I'm just goofy like that. Even though I probably had a bad day, but because I know who I'm talking to, and I know that when I say something really goofy, I just hear that laugh, and that laughter just gives me that energy, that boost, that it isn't that bad at all. And then we can move on, and then we can go to, then we can talk. We can start talking about certain aspects in our lives that we're having issues with, but now we have a different outlook. We have this energy, this, we started off with, some dopamine. Yeah. We talked about some good drugs. So then we can tackle whatever the issue is with a different point of view, a different. Uh, so when I okay, so on the flip side, then when you see this person calling, you're like, oh God,
Hmm.
I don't want to talk to this person
Hmm.
because I'm having a good day. I don't want to have a bad day.
Right.
because all they do is bring doom and gloom. So so that's what it is. We look for that person that we can connect with, like what Jesse said, words or thoughts that connect. And when we can have that connection, um, and we know who to call. We do. We know who to call if we want a bandwagon. Did you know what so and so did? Oh, girl, what he did? Yeah, I knew he was no good. I knew too. See, I told you. So we know those individuals, right? But we also know who those individuals will put you on the right path, who will say, no, or did you think about what you said? So do we have those? I know I'm blessed to have those people. Um, I don't have parents anymore. My siblings are very far away. And I just have great people surrounded, in my life that will tell me, Zanetta, you're doing wrong. What you said was wrong. So do you have those people, and do you accept it right away? Because I don't. I am like y'all. I'm telling on me. I will tell you the truth. And
That's an
if my
interesting
husband is
thought.
watching, he will say, "Yep, she doesn't listen when I tell her what she's doing wrong." I don't, and then I finally come to, then I'll okay, you're right. Okay, I'll do better. So is it just me or what? No
Hmm.
crickets. What? It's
No,
just
because I'm thinking about what you said. You
I'm
so so okay. So you don't let me off the hook.
I don't.
Like I don't necessarily want to hear what you're saying at the time, or I may start off talking, trying to squirm out of, you know, like you'll zone in on something I've said that's like a cop out.
Mm.
And I'll hear you start, and I'm like, okay, whatever I said, she's gonna call me on it. Do I want to hear it? Probably not. Um, I'm just saying, probably not. But I hear it before you say it. Where
Mm.
before I didn't necessarily address those isures like that. I
Mm.
would hear it, but I would let it slide. I don't know how else to say that. I wouldn't address it.
Mm.
So I really, honestly, I had a conversation about this earlier. Very few people really care about your outcome in life.
Can you say that again?
It's very few care about your outcome in life.
Yeah.
So I may have been throwing those cop out comments for years. Nobody called me on it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
It's true.
with it's kind of tragic actually, but yeah,
It's sad.
it's sad.
It is sad. Not always accepted. Miss Jessie, I already sent you your invite. Thank you. I'm sorry. Look, I'm using my words as a command now. See if it works.
You
Yeah.
may
So
not
you were
accept it
gonna
at the
say
time. Just to the comment. You may not accept it at the time, but once you've read something or you've heard something,
mhm.
it doesn't go away.
Mm.
So if someone like pulls your coattail and say, that doesn't go away, even if you reject it at the time it's spoken. It'll come back later when you're ready to deal with it.
Mm. So it's a seed, like
It's
kind
a
of
seed.
thing. You were gonna say something, Stefania?
No, I was just agreeing with Rhonda um, that, yeah, unfortunately, nobody really cares about the outcome, your outcome. And even though we've been telling the story for so long, they still don't care, right? So that's why it's important, I guess, to really realize that. And yeah, I guess change our story, isn't it? Because that's how we're going to really change our outcome.
Hmm.
But it's just the way it is. Everybody's on their own train, on their own journey. And
Mhm.
what we think sometimes, you know, that really hurt us, and they said it, they're not even aware of what they said and how hurtful it was. So they're miles ahead, and you're still like hanging on to those words. So
Mhm.
yeah, I agree on that. So what do we do? How do we deal with this? That's my
Mm.
question. How do we actually deal with these words that have been planted there like seeds? And
Mm.
we've been watering them. That's
Oh.
why
Yeah.
we've
Oh.
been watering them.
So
Mhm.
we have to first recognize if it's our own voice or if it's somebody else's.
Mm.
If it's our own words or if it's somebody else's. Because sometimes we can take on somebody else's words and make it our own. But then there are other times, I would say majority of the time, um, I would say 75% of the time, it's our own words
Mm.
that put us, because, and, this is my perception. This is not, um, everybody's, but hear me out. And here's the reason why I say 75% of the time it's our own words, and the 25% is other people. Um, when other people speak something and you accept it, it's because you already said it to yourself. Some things that you know that you are not, when somebody speaks it, you won't accept it. For example, when somebody said, "Oh, you're a extrovert. Oh, you're outgoing." No, I'm not. No, I'm an introvert that just loves to have a conversation. I'm an introvert just so happens to love to have fun. Um, but I am an introvert. I am content being by myself. I am content studying on my own. That's how I have my genius, on my alone time. Um, that's where I get all of the juices flowing in my alone time. Now, and my husband knows this. And so he recognizes it. And so he nourishes that because that's one of my strengths. But I am goofy. I love having fun, but that does not mean just because I show that, I display that I am an extrovert. So when somebody says that, yeah, no. um, but then when somebody says, you need a little bit more confidence because I see that you're kind of that will infiltrate because I am. Believe it or not, I'm shy. Because how am I shy? Why, how am I shy? Am I doing this live? How am I shy? I'm doing all these other things. It's because it's easy to talk to a box. Because this is just a box in all actuality. So this, we get what I call keyboard, um what is it? Keyboard, um strength, or there's a word for it. There's a terminology. I'm gonna remember it. Um, when people get online and they start just typing away and start saying some stuff, keyboard courage.
Keyboard courage.
Keyboard courage. Oh, they
Mhm.
can talk and text and do all of that behind this black box, but
Yeah.
put them in the face of that individual, zip.
Mm. Break out in sweats. Overwhelmed.
Yeah. So this box right here. It's just a box to me, and I can talk, and I can see you, and I'm comfortable talking to you, Stefani, and I'm comfortable talking to you, Rhonda. So it may look like that I'm doing this with ease. No, I am shaking like a leaf. but I can fake the funk. And that the comedy is my defense. That's kind of
Cover up.
my, yeah, that's my comfort zone. That's what I do. So it's first in us, what we have told ourselves, what we have believed ourselves first. Then when somebody says something in almost agreement, we let it in. When we don't
I
have an
want to
agreement, go ahead.
I want to say go back a little further
Mm,
because I'm thinking of myself before I get all of these messages, and I wasn't shy, but I was quiet,
mm-hmm,
and I didn't have a whole lot to say unless I had something to say, and
mm-hmm,
I was I don't know what you would call it. I criticized for it.
mm,
I was isolated because of it.
mm.
I was picked on because of it.
Okay.
And then it developed into shyness. I wasn't shy.
Mm,
I was quiet because I was very observant. I wanted to take in everything. I
mm-hmm,
didn't talk much because I was asking questions. Like, why is that like this? And what is it? So I was very quiet. I was very inquisitive. But that
mm-hmm.
was turned into shyness because it was criticized so much. And then I had to break out of being shy. And I'm not shy. And what really let
But
me know that I'm not shy, I was the co-host of one radio show and the host of
mm,
another,
mm,
and loved it. Absolutely loved it.
mm-hmm.
So not shy as much as it was um, mm, a coping
Well, see, but it's
mechanism.
close. It's close to it because shy means quiet.
Well, not in the way we frame the word, though.
That is
We
true.
frame,
But when we, you know what? Because when you started to accept the shyness, and of course you and I both know you are not shy.
but no,
Not an
no,
ounce. Not an ounce.
not now, not now,
Yeah.
but
What you
not
talking
now.
about? No, I'm
But
playing.
that took a long time because to your point though, I had to weed through what were my thoughts, my
Mhm.
words, my concepts, um, what were not mine. And
Yes.
literally, it almost was huge chunks of thought that were not mine. It was somebody else's
Hmm.
because they were more comfortable with me being a certain way. So they put that thought process on me and were not satisfied until I demonstrated what they were trying to present
Oh,
or portray or project. Maybe it's project.
yeah.
It was very conscious, even to the
Mm.
point of telling people, don't tell her she's pretty. It's going to go to her head. I mean, very, very,
Mm.
You see the words that we
yeah.
say?
Isn't that
That
something?
is just. I mean, that is just. I mean, whoa. Don't tell her it's
Yeah. So
pretty. She's
it was,
pretty because it'll make her happy.
yeah.
I mean that's. There's a lot of things that I know. You know, there are a lot of sayings because I grew up in the Philippines, and some of the sayings I really don't understand, so it doesn't really affect me. I'm like, what sense does that make? You know, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I couldn't understand that concept. I could not understand that saying. It
Mhm.
does not register. It does not register to me. The reason why is because you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, wait a minute, it's my cake. I can eat it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but the saying is you can't have everything. But it's my cake. I'm not asking for the pastry. I'm not asking for the bakery. I'm not asking for the factory. It's my cake. I'm gonna eat it.
But then someone just gave you a limiting thought. So now that gets internalized to say, I can't have what I want. It
No,
gets
that didn't.
translated. It
It didn't.
gets, I'm not saying you particularly, but I'm just saying it gets translated.
Yeah,
Have
it
what I
does.
want. There's
It's
a
a seed.
limit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It is a seed. So that's where where Stefania was asking, how do we do it? You have to first decipher which one is yours and
Yeah.
which one is someone else. So with someone else, it's easy to say that's someone else's thought. So you can get rid of that because you can really take a look at yourself and see who you really are. And so when you take a look at yourself and what did I say to me? Mm.
Mm.
I know I said
Take-
a lot of stuff.
Mm.
I know I said a lot of stuff to me.
Mm.
I know I said a lot of stuff, which caused me to um, not get the promotion that I had, not get the promotion that I should have gotten a long, long, long time ago because of what I told me.
Yeah.
Mm, well,
Or you saw what my birthday present was to myself. So
yes. When I grow up, I want to
yes,
be like you.
I know. I know it's great.
What
But
was the birthday present? Share.
I bought myself a car.
Ooh, lovely. Good for you.
Yes. Now I'm saying a car, but it was actually a luxury SUV.
Yes.
It was a luxury SUV, and I've wanted
Mm-hmm.
it a while, and I went out and bought it and love it. But not just because of what it is. It's because I bought it myself, has my name on it. And
Mm-hmm.
when uh, I saw the car, the very first thing that they did, couldn't help it. I know they just really couldn't help it. They had such a, I can't believe you got what you wanted look on their face. Like, yeah, they really did.
Oh, oh, that's
I can't
that's
believe you
oh
got what you wanted.
oh
I'm like,
oh. Let's tap
wow.
on that. Let's tap on that
See that?
because we're
Yeah,
talking about verbal. We're talking about verbal words, right?
the nice too. Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
about the non-verbal?
Or the body language, the full on body
Body
language.
language.
How do they
Yeah.
look at you? How they look at you, and just I mean, those speak louder than actual words, if you ask me.
Yep.
But
But
nobody's asking me.
no.
What was
But the
that?
thing, the
Better?
I no, I said those speak louder than words, if you ask me. I said, but nobody's asking me, so
they
I'm
do
sorry.
speak loud, but I think I have done so much work on finding my own voice and getting what I want because I want it, and it's not bad that I want it. That
Hmm.
when I saw the body language, I said, "You had the opportunity to get what you wanted, and it's your fault you didn't."
Mm, yeah. So
Yeah.
what are the different ways that you guys have come out of some of the hurtful words? I know that um, that all of
Yeah.
us have experienced hurtful words that really cut deep. And yes, it is sad that they didn't want to see you win. It is so sad. Um, So what are the things that you guys have done? I want to, hear even from the audience, type in what you have done. Give us some tips and some, tricks and trades, different, mantras or whatever, however you came out of it. Because that's what we want here. We just don't want to be talking just to be talking, because words are powerful. We want to be able to, leave you a little bit better, have you come out of here a little bit more wiser, a little bit more aware of and conscious of what we say and how we say it, to others. So go ahead. I would love to hear. Stefania.
Well, I think
Like,
Rhonda
why
said something.
me?
No, I think I just wanted to piggyback on Rhonda. I think what she said was really important, and she, expressed her story where once she came into her own, knowing and strength, and obviously she's done a lot of work on herself, like we all are on our journey of doing work on ourselves. But once we start that journey of working on ourselves, I believe that's the first step of really knowing who we are. And
Mhm.
once you know who you are, then you can then say, okay, these words that have been said to me, and cipher through, like you said, were they my words? Is that my belief? Is it really what I truly believe I am? And
Mhm.
really work on that. And if that comes a little difficult, maybe even asking why, and then as you go, I'm just going to plug in my computer because it's going a little bit low. Hang on.
Okay.
You lose me. There you go. Asking why and going deep with the whys, 7 whys deep. I think that will help.
Mhm.
That will definitely help, because then you start then speaking a different language to yourself.
Mm,
Hopefully, the language of love, the
mm,
language of nicer words, whether it be affirmations, whether it be mantras, whether writing it out, writing your new story about who you
yeah.
are and what you believe in. I can share my story also with, I was told that I had a terrible voice and I should be embarrassed to get on video and talk.
I
Yeah, I have
love your voice. I love your accent. I love the way you say scenario and
stereo.
other things that I just love to hear. I love it. Don't listen to
Yeah,
it too much.
so for me, I had to do a lot of work on myself, and letting go and trusting that, hey, those words were that person's words. They weren't my words. And that person was probably speaking out of pain, out of hurt, because we know
Mm,
that people hurt people. So, yeah, I think
yeah.
that really, really helps. And, don't be afraid to start working on yourself, start peeling back the layers, because it's so freeing, so freeing.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It is. It is freeing, and I'll let you speak in a few, Rhonda. But here is what I really wanted to get out. Um, I'm learning a lot that of what was spoken to me wasn't about me. It's a
Mm,
reflection of themselves.
mm,
Hmm. I work to contradict the attempt to break me down. Sticky notes help. Yes, I have a lot of sticky notes. I do. I have a lot of journals everywhere. I have one here, and I have one in the bedroom. I have one in the bathroom. Because you
Mhm.
never know when you need it.
You're going to be inspired.
You're concentrating, then you can also concentrate. Okay, TMI. Oh, TMI is too much information. Um,
mm. You know
so,
that.
so but yeah, that is really really vital. Is also ask why. why are these, certain words that have been said, um, that has been planted, or that you have put in, why are they there? And when you can answer the why, then now you can answer the how, and get rid of it. So once you dig deep a little bit and get answers, like what Jessie said, she understood the why. Oh, I know why you told me that I was, no good, because you're no good, because it's a reflection of you. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I'm just using an example. I really don't know what happened. I just speak what just comes to my
Yeah.
mind. Um, go ahead, Rhonda. Tell us how you dealt with things.
Um, Sometimes it's still a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the majority of the the situation that I'm in right now
Mm-hmm.
is based on, know, limiting beliefs and, you know, buying all kinds of things that were not true, but I believed it based on who said it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what I'm finding for myself now is, in order for me to even get past the pain of the words that I have,
Oh, you're kind of breaking up.
because my phone is dying. I'm trying to
Oh,
plug. Can you hear me? No.
yes, yes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. My phone is
Thank you
dying.
so much, Teresa. Go
Yeah, I'm
ahead.
trying to get to my plug because my phone is dying. So it's probably why you hear a lot of static. Um, yeah, there's a whole bunch of this that I believed. And so because I believed other people's concepts of me, my choices put me in situations. So
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be able to blame the person who said it, but I can't,
Mm,
because I'm the one who believed it and acted on it. Mm.
wow. Now
So,
that hits home. Um, you can't really blame the person because you're the one who believed it.
mhm.
Mm, well, are we getting deep? Don't worry, I have a scuba gear. We can get deep.
Deep dive, deep dive.
Yes, and I know how to swim. So, uh, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the limiting beliefs. Um, y- you know, is it really limiting beliefs?
Mhm.
Hmm?
I don't know if that's, I don't know.
Hmm.
Something I believe that actually has been limiting. So,
Hmm.
you
Or
know,
what? Or was it limiting?
hmm,
Hmm.
Or maybe you can ask yourself, this thought that I'm entertaining, is it getting me closer to what I desire, my goal?
Yeah. So because I know there's a whole lot of, because we're talking about words, right? We're talking about the power of words. And sometimes when there's a catchphrase that comes out, oh my goodness, Enolia had joined us. This is so wonderful. This is a great treat.
Hey, join us, join us,
Clarification and
Julia.
judgment. So I make sure that I realize where the hurt words are coming from. Oh, we just lost Rhonda, so hopefully she'll chime back in. Yes, most definitely. You need to realize where they're coming from. To Rhonda saying that, with the limiting beliefs, you know, is it really limiting beliefs? There's a lot of phrases, there's a lot of sayings that we hear all the time now. They're catchphrases. So I ask myself, is it real, or is it a marketing phrase? Because you have limiting beliefs. So imposter syndrome. Is it really imposter syndrome? I mean, what is imposter syndrome? So these are different words or different things or phrases that comes out, and we just accept them because it sounds okay, it sounds good. But is it with the limiting belief? I mean, we have unlimited things that we can, you know, gravitate to, but we just choose to do this. So, the words are very, very impactful, very vital as to what we accept, what we give out as well. Because I can think of a whole bunch of stuff that I've said to a whole bunch of people that I know were hurtful words. And I meant it. I meant it to pierce, I meant it to hurt. And so, looking back, as you grow older, you get wiser. When you try to get yourself in line, or get yourself together, or have yourself become a better person, a better contributor to the world.
Mm.
Sometimes the sayings are passed down from generation to generation out of context, and we do not even know how hurtful the words are. That is so true. It is so
Mm.
true. Um, and if you would like to join us, just let us know. I will send you the link. So
It's quite late.
um,
I want to add to that too,
yes,
just quickly.
yes.
Let's not forget the delete, distort, and generalization of words.
Oh, do say that's juicy. That's juicy. Go ahead.
Yeah, because send me the link. She says, "Okay,
Yes,
let's."
I'm going to. I'm hurrying up right now. Go ahead.
Yes, delete, distort, and generalization of
Mhm.
words, and that is our interpretation too, right? So that can be very powerful, and they're those words we're telling ourselves as to how we have interpreted those spoken words.
Mm.
And I'm not saying it just to let the other person off the hook, no, but we have to literally be mindful as to how we are processing those words. And
Yeah.
sometimes we can delete some information when we're listening to the words spoken. Sometimes we can actually distort what's actually being said because we're relating it back to an experience that we may have had in the past. Or we simply can be generalizing, what the information that's being relayed. So I think that's also something that we must be very mindful of as well. So yeah, and just saying again, does this pertain to me? Is this what I believe? Is this really true to me? Hang on a minute, why have I blown this whole set of words out of proportion? Because we're good at doing that.
Yes. Yes.
We're good at doing that. Is Enolia joining us?
Rhonda is coming back, and I'm
Mm.
waiting for Enolia to join in. So yeah, that is. I really like that, Stefania. What is it again? What is it? What did you say? It was
Delete, distort, or generalize. We either delete or we distort words spoken, or we generalize them. And yeah, that can definitely have a very big impact on our, perception or processing in our mind with those words. And, sometimes it may be just us, again, because of our experience. Backstage. She said she's backstage.
Okay. Oh, there she is. Yes. Let me get her. There she is. Come on in,
backstage.
Joyce.
She said she's backstage. Rhonda. Rhonda.
Yes.
Hello, yeah. Welcome.
Hello. Yeah. Let me introduce Rhonda. Rhonda is another wonderful friend of ours. Oh, there's
Hello, welcome.
Do you have
On the
another
phone.
phone on? Let me introduce Rhonda. There's feedback.
Who's got their phone on as well as their... Maybe Enolia, do you have your phone on? You're live? Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we are good. So yes, so go ahead, Ron's. Ron's, you were cut off. You died. We are good.
Yeah, my battery just.
So yes, so go ahead, Ron's. Oh, somebody has. Do you have your phone on or? You died. We are good. Okay. Do I hear myself again? No, I don't. Awesome.
I can hear you.
No, the feedback, the delay. Yeah.
Enolia, are you with us?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Okay. I turned my phone physically off. It might have been me.
The feedback,
Yeah.
the delay. Uh-oh.
No, it's not you. It's not
Rhonda.
you. It's Rhonda.
I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I turned.
Do you have two things on? Maybe.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Just phone.
I think we're good now. Oh, there must have been a delay. All right, we're good. Awesome.
Enolia.
Yes, Enolia from Africa. Wow.
No.
Okay.
Just phone.
I think we're good now. Oh, there must have been a delay. All right, we're good. Awesome. I'm still hearing it. Do you hear it?
Me too.
Enolia
I am too.
From Africa. Wow.
It's like playing twice.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's got their Facebook Live on.
Me too. I'm going to leave and come back on.
Wow. Okay, Rhonda.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Stefania, when you were saying that we generalize, so does it mean someone could say something about one thing, but we take that to mean it applies to everything? Is that what you mean by generalize?
Yeah. Like, I'll use this, for example, because I love using this as an example with my men.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, for example, men may generalize all women are gold diggers. So, all women are gold diggers. We're generalizing every woman is a gold digger. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that person that's saying all women are gold diggers, maybe specifically, meaning it with the women that he's had in his life, but he will just blurt it out like that. And he's generalizing. And someone who's hearing that, we're saying, oh, yeah, all women are gold diggers. All women are gold diggers. Whereas rather than saying, hang on a minute, this is your perception, this is your experience, not all women are gold diggers.
Right. And it could
So
go
we'll put that on board.
Yeah, it could go for races too.
Yes.
The generalization of whatever the speech is, whatever is being spoken. That you know I've heard it, I've experienced it. Oh, you're Asian, oh, you must be good in cooking and cleaning. I mean, I am, but I'm not gonna let you know that. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction. So yeah, there is tend to be a generalization with words. There's a stigma with Black women. There's there's a show that is dedicated to Black women who just can't get it together. No, there's a whole bunch of Black women that I know that are wonderful and have it together. So yeah, it's the generalization. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So we were talking about limiting beliefs, Rhonda. So is it?
Yeah. So when the phone and
Mm-hmm. That was
I
a
think we're
limiting
talking
belief.
about buzzwords, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about buzzwords, and we hear something and then
Yeah.
adopt it, and never thought of that actually. I
Mm-hmm.
just okay. So without having that particular um, frame, I
Mm-hmm.
just know that before I encountered the situations I've encountered, I didn't have any limits. And now that I have encountered the situations that I've encountered, I fight my own thoughts more than I ever have in my life. So I don't know what you call that, but that's what I'm currently experiencing. I know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know how to develop a plan, work a plan, but the steps to it, it's like peeling scabs off. But I
Mm.
have to keep going through it and forward in it. But I've never had that as an issue.
Mm.
Like my issues were different. Um, it was more uh, like the first time I went to school, um, I needed tuition to be paid directly instead of using financial aid. And my mother fought against my father paying the tuition. And so I internalized that to say that I wasn't worth the effort. So it's just bizarre stuff
Mm.
like that.
Mm.
But when I got to a point where I wasn't dependent on a parent for provision, then I was
Mm-hmm.
able to work through that. So it's like those kinds of things I've been able to work through it. But now there's some uh,
There's some
I don't know
struggles.
what you call it. Yeah, there's some things
Struggles.
there.
Yeah, it's there's a war going on, and I know Enolia is burning up right about now. I can see it in her face, and she is just so patient. And I'm like, okay, Enolia, unleash, please.
No, thank you so much for having me. And
Yeah.
I was sitting here. I love this topic. It's one of my favorite topics. And I'm listening to Rhonda. And Rhonda, the couple of examples that you gave, this example that you gave now in terms of the tuition example, the first thing I would share is where is that coming from, that thought coming from? And and what you said, it's coming from a place of pain because you're questioning that worthiness of of how you're perceived based on the transaction that's taking place. And 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 that's something that's within, and we don't notice where those ideas and thoughts are coming from when it's within, unless we really take the time to sit still and get to know ourselves so well it's akin to like walking barefoot, right? Because when you're barefoot, you're acknowledging every step that you take because of the potentiality of your foot getting hurt, penetrated with something painful, so on and so forth. But with your shoes on, you just walk. And you're not worried about where you're going to get hurt or anything because you figure, I got this, I'm covered. So when we take that deep dive into those, to understanding our own emotional states, the places that we're speaking from as we speak, as those thoughts are formulating, am I speaking from that place of pain? Am I speaking from a place of worthiness? Am I speaking from a place of confidence? Am I speaking from a place of victimhood? And the list goes on because our experiences go on. And in as much as we can inner reflect, I'm going to go back to that because I heard some of the things that you guys were talking about, where that projection might come from or that reflection might come from when somebody else is speaking to us. Are they speaking from a place of pain? Are they speaking from a place of lack?
Oh.
And so, if they're speaking from a place of lack and they're like going, okay, we got to figure out how we're going to do this. Maybe you're picking up on their pain and it had nothing to do with you in the first place.
Yeah. Yes. Nothing.
So all of those things are taking place in that exchange, in that vibe, that thought, and that vibrational exchange of words that we have and we share with one another.
Yes. Yes. And there you have it, friends. There you have it, audience. I love Enolia. I love how she, put things together. So, Rhonda, what say you? She gives a laugh. I know what that means.
Yeah.
Am I in trouble?
No. Because I've spent a lot of time distinguishing what's my voice and what isn't my voice. But I also recognize the different words that trigger things. So when other words were spoken and then there was a deposit and then they were hurtful, I can identify what isn't mine, but it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't trigger pain. So that's something I've been working on lately, as to allowing myself to feel the pain, but then at the same time telling myself that's not you. That's not yours. You don't have to own that. That doesn't belong to you. That's somebody else's projection. Or there's so much acceptance of codependency, and my vehement refusal to be codependent is frowned on. I think that's not mentally healthy. So I refuse to be codependent. Sometimes there's a backlash from refusing to be codependent. It's just a bizarre cultural acceptance of mental illness.
Well, I have to share that in general, as human beings, we like to control everything around us, including the people that are around us. And I would subscribe that as you decide what you choose to own and what you choose not to own, when you decide not to take on someone's projection of who they perceive you to be or what they perceive you to be, then you're choosing not to give away your power. And nobody's going to like that, because that's the point of why they make a judgment or projection. To try to get you to own it, to give the power away. So I applaud you.
Woo, woo! Yes. Yes. So I would
Wow.
like to ask, um, because I think I heard it earlier, and I don't know who said it. I think Rhonda, you said it. Um, you're trying to find your own voice. Um, do we really? Did we really lose our own voice? Did we? Do we need to find or find it? That's what it was. Find my own voice. Did we really lose it? Or is it really just buried in a whole bunch of other people's words or other because my belief is that my voice was here all along, just like what you said. I had to walk barefoot in order to hear and know my own voice and know who I really am and who I the my voice when I'm speaking, I can tell when I'm speaking, and I can tell when I'm speaking from an experience of hurt and I have to retract it. I can tell when I'm speaking through the experience of education, and I can tell when I'm speaking through the vulnerability, when I'm pouring my heart out. Because we all, I shouldn't say all, I should not generalize. Listen to me.
We may. Some of
Yes.
us.
um, because me, um, know how to communicate because that's what I do every day. I interview, get questions, ask questions and trying to get what's going on. So when I speak, I know who's actually talking. I know if it's, my boss talking. I know if it's my husband talking. I know if it's the, the little girl, back in high school, Zanetta is talking. The petty Zanetta.
That's too
I,
funny.
I know that. I know when but it took me a while to really understand or hear my voice. It was always there. I never lost it. I didn't have to find it. But I just had to remove all of the other voices out of me. So go ahead and have the floor.
That's interesting because I don't know if I ever had it.
Mm,
I don't know if I ever had it. I think hmm, I think for me it was a discovery.
mm,
For me it was a discovery. I never had um, my own thought that I then spoke and that I then acted on and then I also stood on. I never had my own. And then when I started to develop my own, um, uh, it was damaging to the relationships that I had that were accustomed to me being a certain way.
that's
So
interesting.
yeah, like my mother and I, we didn't talk for 22 years
Well,
because I refused to accommodate.
mm, wow.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't have my own. I
Okay.
had to find it.
Okay. What about you, Stefania?
Um, what was the question again? I'm just so absorbed in the conversation. I'm going to be honest. I'm
That
like,
means it's a good thing, right? um, did you have to find your voice, or was it there all along? Or like what Rhonda said, she had to um, uh, have her own voice come out.
mm. I think for me, I think I've always had it there. I know I have. I know. I just kept it buried.
Mm,
I am one of those that have, allowed myself, given my power away. Yeah, I gave my power away. So for me, it's been great to really like dig and get rid of the dirt and keep digging and keep digging. It's always been there. It's
Okay.
just I've suppressed it because I was told to suppress it, or going back to maybe children should be seen but not heard, or speak when you're only being spoken to. Little things, even as children, when we used to go visiting, families used to visit families, and I don't know, with the Italians, when you go visiting, everyone, the house you would go to, say the host, the mother would put everything on the table, like the chips and the peanuts, and we'd have soft drink because we were the children, and we would sit there and we wouldn't touch anything until my dad gave us that look. He wouldn't even talk. He would just give us the look and the nod to say, okay, because we want those chips, like we're eyeing off those chips and peanuts. And we wouldn't move until Dad gave us that nod, so to speak. So you know what I mean? So there wasn't that freedom. It was always that waiting for approval. The opinions of others meant so much to me. Whereas, yeah, I've worked through that. And I'm still working through it. Sometimes it peers its little, head. I won't say it's ugly, but it's head. And I know it's there. And I know, I've learned how to deal with that when it pops up, which is, hey, sometimes I get into my, crazy Stefania mode until someone helps me, check me up. And I would like to say thank you to Enolia for that.
We both have our moments.
Yeah. Stefania. I get virtually slapped. Let's put it that way. It's like a virtual slap.
Like, snap out of it.
Virtual slap. And tuck my towel between my legs and then digest it, take it in, and come up shining the next day. It's okay. So we all go through it. So that for me, that's, and sometimes Enolia, I said this before, Enolia reminds me to check in my heart, go back to my heart. And the minute the heart is like, everything's there in the heart, and you're just like, it opens up. And so I have this beautiful mantra that I tell myself now. It's it's mindful mind, and open the heart and relax the being. So you're just reminding yourself those three, steps, and the heart just opens up. So quieten the mind. That's right. It's quieten the mind, open the heart, relax the being. And those three words just puts me back into line and breathe and center myself.
Can you type that? Are you able to type that in?
Yeah. Do I type it in just where the thing is?
Yes.
Okay. So it's.
Yes. So Enolia, go ahead.
So
don't be shy. Just
no, I just want to. I love to listen, so I always want to make sure everyone's fully listened to. I believe that it's really based on a cultural experience. I'm just gonna make it real clear. Based on my cultural experience, I had to find my voice. Okay, children are to be seen and not heard. My mother had me at 48 years old. I grew up in a house full of adults. I was not to speak unless I could speak at an adult level, and then that depended upon the conversation that was being had at hand. So when you are used to being told that your voice doesn't count because you're not old enough, or whatever the reason is, or the circumstance by which you're growing up in, because let's not forget the history, at least in the U.S. what the history of the U.S. was. All right, my voice didn't count. When you're told that your voice doesn't count, then when do you come to fruition of when it does? How do you go about using it and exercising that? You know, there's something that's taken for granted that assumes that, it's just like what you expressed, Annetta, when people said, "Oh, you're an extrovert," and it's like, no, I had to work at being an extrovert. I'm an introvert that has extrovert training, to do what I do properly. But deep down inside, I'm an introvert, and I can commiserate with that because I am, in certain respects too. I hate going out there and going, "Hi, my name's Amelia Foti, and I do this, and this," and the whole corporate, oh yeah, I'm going to introduce myself and put myself out there. I don't like doing that, and I had to find my voice in order to do that. And I love the way you described your voice, and I'm going to go there that too, because we all have different aspects of our personality. I call it the wheel. What you went through was the wheel of personalities that we all have, right? We got the boss's voice, we got the mom's voice, we got the confident woman's voice, we got the insecure woman's voice, we got the jealous woman's voice, we got all of these parts of us. And yeah, which one leads our life to express who we are? And is it the right one that leads us in our life to express who we are? And if it isn't the right one, then that's when we sit back and say, I need to be a better person. Something's got to shift, something's got to change. The part of me that's leading in my life that expresses my voice isn't serving me, at least, or isn't serving me the right way.
Wow. Let's let that marinate a little bit. Let's not. Yeah. Let's let that marinate a little bit. Oh my, is it serving us? So that is it serving us well? Wow. If that's the question that you should ask yourself when you're talking or when you're speaking, that should bring awareness, clarity to where to know which voice is speaking correctly.
Yeah. And I also wanted to go there for those of us who have been married or have been in long-term relationships, because we as women don't tend to put ourselves on equal footing with our families, and we take this martyr complex of we have to sacrifice and everybody else comes first. And our husbands come first, our kids come first, our parents come first, and somewhere in the background are ourselves. We lose ourselves, and we lose our voice that way. So we lose it. I lost it again.
Wow.
I lost it again. And then, married 30 years, and after a precipice in that marriage, going, I can't do this again. I can't do this anymore. I need to have equal footing with my own family. And sitting my family down and saying things are going to change, and this is how they're going to change. And I count in the midst of this. And if we all have conflicts, that's somewhere you're going to figure out how to do something else, because my stuff is just as important as everybody else's. And I'm tired of sacrificing everything for everyone else, losing who I am. And I believe a lot of women can possibly commiserate with this. We get divorced after 20, 30 years of marriage and can't find who we are and what our voice was and how it counts or anything in the midst of that, because we gave it away to the family.
Well. Yes.
So it's really important. It's really, really important that we step back, take stock, know that list of all of those personalities that we are. Find the one that's the most confident and powerful one and make that come forward as who we are and how we're representing ourselves, and stand in it. And then surround ourselves with like-minded people. And like Stefania and I talk, we are each other's check and balance. You know, it's like the quality of the woman that you are would not say that. The quality of the woman that you are knows that already. Come on.
Wow.
You know this. You got this.
Yes. Yes. This.
That just gives me.
See, that's invigorating just hearing that.
It gave me. I thought I was the only one. I was like, whoa, I didn't get cold in here. I got chills. I just got chills. Wow. This is just amazing. Something just happened. So if you guys are chatting or putting something in the chat, it's not coming up. So I apologize for that I can't see your chat.
Yeah, because I just put something on the chat too, and I don't think it's come up. I don't know because whether I'm on, it's not working, but it should, because I did it from my Facebook page.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's not showing up. So I apologize. I will let Restream know. But this is wonderful. Wow. Yes. I know me. The voice that has the confidence, and I think this is the one that comes out, this voice, the confident voice that comes out when I do the lives, because I command. And then the playful me comes out, because this is fun to me. I want it to be fun. So those two that comes together, I think it's a good formula for me, because this is the goofy Zanetta that I want everybody to know, because not a lot knows, but I can get a little bit more funnier. Rhonda knows.
Yeah.
They should go with that little laugh again. Yeah, and so that is just wow. That, whew, I still have chills. You know it when you hear truth, when you hear, that when somebody says something, especially when you hear it and then it just hits you, your body reacts to it and says, yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, Mike. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm rambling now.
Well, I love it too, because the other piece that we kind of play with and talk about is that words have a vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And we say it, but we don't really embrace it. Like if somebody is really coming at you with all of this judgment, you think you're this, you think you're that, blah 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 blah. We feel the impact of that negativity.
Yes.
I mean, we really do, right? Because it's coming from somebody else. You can feel it. Your whole body's reacting to it. But we don't feel that when we're thinking it of ourselves.
Yes. Right.
And it still has the same impact.
Mm.
Or we may not feel it immediately. Can I add? We do feel it later.
Oh my.
We feel it later. We feel it because it's just an accumulation of energy, and then bam, you think, where did all this come from? Where did this feeling come from? Yeah, because we've just done it to ourselves. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why I think it's so important that we don't make fun of ourselves. We don't make ourselves the brunt of anybody's joke. That we don't express the insecure thoughts. I actually, some people might call it policing, but I like to use the term notice. I like to notice everything that I say. I'll just sit back and reflect over it, and I'll notice how many positive things I said, and I'll notice how many negative things I said. Then I'll try to notice where that came from. And then I'll try to eliminate it out of my vocabulary. Now, this doesn't mean that every once in a while I can't use a curse word or superlative be descriptive. It's just
The colorful words, I call them.
colorful word. but I notice how I'm using that, and how it pertains to me.
Mhm.
And then once I've finished noticing, then I make a different decision. That's all. And I think this goes back to some of the things that Rhonda was saying earlier. She was like, I don't know why I do, I don't remember exactly what context, but it was just like how to review what you're saying when you're saying it. And I would say, don't review, just notice. That's all. Just simplistically notice. It's not a policing of our own selves or our words. It's just a noticing. That's it.
I will not. So that comes into oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. Awesome. So that goes to what Stefania was saying earlier. You take notice, you delete that needs to be deleted. Thank God for the button delete. And then, you know, do better, find other words, find
Mm-hmm.
other things that can give more impact, give more. I like what that you emphasize, that words have vibration, and it has, not only that, but it also carries energy, and it also, it is so powerful. Words are so powerful
Mm-hmm.
that when someone is speaking, it can captivate a person, an audience, and they're speaking and they're talking and don't realize we've been on here for over 2 hours.
Wow. We have 2 minutes and 2 minutes.
Don't realize it because of the power of the words, the power of what words can do. And when you make up in your mind that when you speak, and this is what I've been doing recently, and I just want to give a shout out to Stefania. I want to give accolades to Stefania, because of the sessions that we've had. Now we've only had 2 sessions now, and the drastic change. Have you not seen the drastic change, Stefania?
Yeah,
um,
you're doing very well.
My words, even my words are changing. Even the way I say things, even the way I say, gather the what I want to be able to have on our show. These are the important things. These are important rather than, oh, let's talk about what's hot now. No, we need to get this vessel. We need to get this heart, this mind, this soul, this spirit right before we can even go out and do anything, go help out. You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour for something that is empty. You have to be filled. For you to learn, you have to empty. Such a concept, isn't it? When do I fill and when do I empty? That's the crazy, that's the goofy Zanetta coming out again. So, but the words that we speak, today I felt so intimidated when I was talking to my supervisor. But there was something in me that said no. And I heard Stefania's voice.
Ooh. Ah,
I heard Stefania's voice. And she said, you will speak with authority, you will speak with confidence, and you will speak with this. And I was like, yes, yes. So then I started speaking with authority. I started speaking with confidence. And I started to, speak my ground, where I was and what I was doing. And so instead of, because in the beginning I was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah. But no, that voice, Stefania's voice started to come. And then I found my voice of confidence, my voice of no, no, this is me. This is so yeah. So um this is really um a really great topic. Really great. I really enjoy each and every one of you. Um, I see that it's 2 hours and there's still a whole bunch of people watching, and they've been watching us in steady, by the way. Thank you so much. I
Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate your time. Um, I hope that you guys can continue to join us. I hope that you guys will type in chat. The chat is not working right now. There's something going on with the chat. Um, but if you can type in and give suggestions as to what we talk about, what topics you would like to talk about, what are the things that you struggle with that you would like for us to talk about. We will definitely do some studying. We definitely will do a deep dive. We want to do you a great service. We really do. We want this to be able to help, you know, coming from Africa, coming from Australia, coming from Chicago, coming from the national capital, the nation's capital. I don't want to say exactly where I'm at because there's some stalkers up. I know who you are. You looking at my Facebook page? I know, no play. So just so here, um, Natasha said, you cannot pour when you are empty. You cannot be filled when you are full. In order to be filled, you must empty. Yes. And Jesse said, when you pour, let it come from the saucer. Oh,
Oh,
well.
from the overflow. That's good.
Love it.
Well.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Jesse dropping the mic. Boom. Yeah. So I really don't want to, because I know it's very early in the morning there, right, Enolia?
Oh, it's 3:35 a.m.
Woo! Good God.
And
Okay.
Stefania knows because I woke up and I saw you guys on because I couldn't go back to sleep. And I was like, oh, and they're talking about my favorite subject.
Good.
Yeah.
This is the time, Zanetta, that I call Stefania and I go, Stefania.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't sleep. All right, relax. Come on, let's just get into a relax. Listen to my voice.
Yes. Love your voice.
let me tell you, your voice, Stefania, is so soothing.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's very soothing.
It is very
Thank
soothing.
you.
I
Thank
It's
mean,
amazing.
yes, amazing. When we do our sessions and you just start to talk, it seemed like I don't have an issue anymore of just going. I'm gone. I'm gone when I hear Stefania's voice. Okay, you hear my voice. And I'm like, yes. And then I go into my little world wherever I go. But I really enjoy this. So
Thank you.
give us some words of wisdom. Give us some what takeaways, what can you give, what nuggets you can give. I know there's a whole bunch. I know there's a whole bunch that we can give, to the listeners and to those that are going to watch on the replay. I really enjoy this. Your input, all of you, Rhonda, Enolia, you know, my co-host Stefania, who I cornered really, and I told her, I said, you better be my no, I'm like,
I was like,
you gotta do this. No, I'm like, no, she graciously said yes. So So please take.
I'm so grateful, Zanetta. I'm grateful.
Yes. So please
And
take
you both
away.
are wonderful together.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. So please take it away. Give us some thoughts, some words of wisdom, some nuggets, some takeaways, and take it away.
Mm. You're talking to me now? Like,
Yes. You know who I'm
all
talking
right.
to.
I don't know. There was just so many nuggets, everyone contributed so well, and even our audience that were writing in, I think that was pretty powerful, even though they weren't on the live. I think, what can I say? Just really, the one thing I say is those power of words, those words that are spoken to you, and whether they come from someone else, really take an inventory check of those words and where they came from and who the carrier is, like Rhonda said. And, are they my words? Is it my truth? Really dig deep with that. And when you sit still, like Nolia said, sit still and just notice, the answers will come and you'll know what isn't yours very quickly. So, yeah,
Yes.
just be very, come back into open, what did I say? Quieten the mind, open the heart, and relax the being.
Yes.
And then everything will come.
Mm.
Mm,
Wow.
I love that.
Yes. Yes. It makes me want to go into a. Just by you saying that, I want to put me in that state. Miss Rhonda.
I don't know. This topic is really, um, I'm going to call it timely.
Mm.
Um, of the many conversations that we've had, I've mentioned to you about it's important for me that what I think and what I say and what I do and how I show up in life
Mhm.
is all integrated. And
Mm.
it's the truth. It's not the face for whatever audience I'm in front of, but it is authentically who I truly am.
Mm.
And this topic has touched on things. Um, I feel like it's continuing to dig up things that need to be dug up. I'm
Mm.
actually feeling physically a little jittery. Um, and for me, that's usually how I know something has been uncovered and uprooted and pulled out that shouldn't be there. I
Mm.
get jittery, but it's a good thing because I want to be completely who I am, not fragmented. And the power of words have the ability to create, and what's created has a lot of different input. The intention of the one delivering the words, the perception of the one perceiving the receiving the words,
Mhm.
they have the power to create. And then what we actually receive has
Mm.
the power to create. What are we saying to ourselves has the power to create. And I like what Anolia said about taking note of the words we're speaking. Sometimes our own self-talk is, I'm going to say, more detrimental than external
Mm.
words.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but it's because we're not conscious. We're not consciously taking note of our own self-talk.
Yes.
So there are a lot of points of this that's been impactful. Um, and I think just in general, for ourselves, we need to be more conscious of what we're saying. What are we saying? Why are we saying it?
Yes.
What are we trying to produce? Because words are not just for conversation, they make things appear, they create.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we trying to create with our words?
Mm.
Um,
Wow. That's a food for thought. What are we creating with our words? Food for thought. I know that.
So, um, I want to just thank everybody because I've been reading all of the comments on the side. Some people are able to post, and thank like Patricia, Natasha, Jessica, all out
Can
there
we
for
see
their
it?
comments.
Are you able to show it?
I can't show it, but I can read it.
Oh, okay.
mm,
I don't know what mode I'm in. I'm not in the full screen mode, but Patricia just wrote, "Be conscious, be mindful, be aware," and Natasha wrote, "Everyone does not have the right to speak into our lives."
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. So I love what they said.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go here, which is I invite everyone to take off the roles. When you're nobody's mother and you're nobody's daughter and you're nobody's auntie and you're nobody's sister and you're nobody's, like, take them off like you would take off hats.
Mm.
And you come to the sheer essence of who you are. We are love at the core of our hearts. When you peel all of those roles off that don't identify you and give you an expectation of yourself, at the core of my being, when I do that, I'm just this energy and I'm just love.
Mm.
So why wouldn't I always put the best version of myself out there when I speak? And so in putting the best version of myself out there, my words are always going to be inclusive and heart-based with a loving intention for myself, standing in my truth, standing in my authenticity, because at the core of my being, that's who I am. And if my words are going to reflect who I am at all times and my authenticity, and that's who I am at the core of my being, I have my standard right there. I have who I am and what those words represent when they represent me.
Mm.
And I can live with that. I'm okay with that. So I guess the tidbit would say, understand your worthiness and that your words reflect who you are at all times in that worthiness of who you are.
Yes.
And everything else is external or a project. If it's coming from somebody else and it's not positive, that's a projection, judgment, external. I, I don't have to worry about that. That's their stuff, not my stuff.
mhm.
Because I can receive beautiful words and beautiful vibration. And
Mm.
anything else, I don't have to.
Right.
So
Wow.
I would just leave you with that.
Woo. So I see Natasha said, when is Power of Words Part 2?
Okay.
Yes.
When you join us, Miss Natasha. um, so wow. I'm just I'm just loving, what we have. I see everybody's heart. I see everybody's yearning to show up in the world to be the best human being so that they can offer that love to a hurting world, and that is just amazing to see. Even with the comments, even with the interaction, it's just you know the heart. You hear the heart, you see the heart. And this is my I guess words tidbit, uh, my little comedic. Take it as comedy, please. I like what you said, Enolia. I like what you said. Taking off that role. And here's the comedic portion of it, so that you can remember. The reason why I put comedy in it, so that you can remember what is being said. Because when you laugh at something, it just sends your brain into that mode of, oh, we're excited. So we're going to remember, because the brain remembers two things: happiness and pain. The in between, but happiness and pain. So that's why I put comedy in it. So when Enolia said, take off that role. Take off that role of mom. Take off that role of boss. Take off that role of mother. Take off that role of sister. Friend. When you take off all that role, that means you get to stripping, girl. Strip. You need to play some of that music. Go ahead and play that music. Now you remember. Now you will remember when you strip, when you take all of that out, and that is the authentic you, the you that God created, the you that God had fully fully equipped for you to speak life into other people's lives, to see them thrive. What you said, Rhonda and Stefania, people don't really genuinely want to see you flourish. But I believe that there are some that do. I believe that Stefania wants everyone to flourish. I believe with all my heart that Rhonda and Anolia wants everyone to flourish. So when you speak, be conscious of what you speak. Ask, is what you're saying going to build or going to tear down? And make an assessment of who you're speaking to, and leave them better than how they came to you. So until next time, thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. Much love. Next week on the 8th, please follow us. I am going to be a guest on Anolia's.
Today's conversation.
Yes, so the conversation will be on forgiveness. And so hopefully you join us. It's going to be at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be, I believe, 5 o'clock your time.
Yes, 5 o'clock London in Africa. It'll be 5 p.m. So you got that exactly right.
Okay. And what would be in Australia time?
Oh,
It's 2 a.m. in the morning,
yeah.
so
Okay.
it's a little tad
Watch it
too
on the
early.
replay.
Yeah. I'll comment on the replay.
Watch it on the replay. I will
Unless
be.
I do an Anolia's trick and wake up. But
There you go. And you've done that a few times.
yeah, very rare, because Anolia's like, "What are you doing up? You never wake up." I flake it. That's it. I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So that will be next week, Friday, at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock West Coast. And that will be 11 your time, Miss Rhonda. So hopefully
Yes,
you'll
ma'am.
join us. Let me know. I will send you the link. I will send you need to register. So please do let me know if you would like to do that. Join in the conversation. On Friday next week, I believe I won't be able to do a show. I won't be able to do it, but that does not mean that it has to stop. That means, Stefania, if you would like to take over, you would definitely please do so. Enolia, if you would like to be the guest co-host, please let me know. Look, she has
Yeah.
everything.
Wow, that would be
She's
great.
equipped with everything. Miss Rhonda, if you would like to. Look, I'm speaking things, okay? I am speaking things that will come to life.
Manifesting.
Yes, yes. So, but do let me know. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and continue to stay in. Until next time, love and peace. Stefania.
Bye. Love and passion.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Nolia. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.